Welcome to another episode, and in our today's episode we'll be talking about the environmental issues. You'll be with me, Tandwa Machinjiri.
And Eunice Mwase.
So the first question is, what are the most pressing environmental challenges we face today?
I think the most pressing challenges in the environment could be climate change, deforestation, loss of biodiversity, pollution in terms of like water, soil, and air, and also resource depletion. For example, we have heard that in Sahara Desert it's flooding now, like there are floods. And also in the US, there's a hurricane. Florida. There's a hurricane that is not even good at all. Destroying houses, animals,
people.
Yes, you see. So I think the pressing challenges could be that. We can also look at how nowadays there's too much sun. There's too much sun that is very hot. That some people are even getting sick with it. We can see in the past years the sun was at least mid, but now it's very hot. People are getting sick. Some people have skin diseases because of the sun now. So let's think about the countries that already have like high temperatures. For example, is it Ghana? Yes, there's already high temperatures of the sun. So if we can see how now global warming is, I think these are big challenges for people because people cannot concentrate a lot. And as you can see on the weather news now in Malawi now, we can see there's going to be another hurricane, guys. I don't know what we can say about it, but there are going to be two. You see, meaning that Malawi will face another disaster. That would be very bad. We're already in shambles now, and then
because of the cyclone Freddy and stuff.
You see. So now, as we're waiting for that, we do not know how it's going to come, how it's going to be, but we only hope for the best. But our economy is already poor now, since a lot of things were destroyed, lives were destroyed, animals, everything was destroyed. So I think these are very pressing challenges for everyone, every other person. What are your thoughts?
I was also thinking of the same. So let's look at the second question. It says, how does climate change impact local communities and ecosystems?
My thoughts? Climate change impacts local communities and the ecosystem by causing extreme weather events. Like, for example, as we can see now, the hotness of the sun, the hot weather. This is very pressing for people because a lot of people will not want to stay indoors, but a lot of people will not want to stay outside. It's hot everywhere. People cannot concentrate. People will be getting sick. Some people will be getting blood nose bleeding. Some people have skin infections that do not comprehend to the sun. So this will be very bad for people. And also
on the same point of the sun, I've also heard that the sun waves can also be a leading factor to cancer.
Yeah, very true.
So if the weather continues to be like this, then I think we'll have a lot of cancer cases.
Yeah, a lot of cancer cases will be there in Malawi. And as we can see, our hospitals are not even built for to treat a lot of cancer patients.
They're not.
Only Mpinganjira has introduced his hospital, but then we have heard that you need to pay too. So a lot of people cannot afford to pay for cancer hospitals. They need funding from other people, and those people to fund, they need also money, a lot of money. So that would be a very bad impact on local communities and the ecosystem. And also we can see that this can impact local communities in a sense that it can lead to food insecurity, water scarcity.
That's true.
As you can see, Malawi, a lot of people do not have food. People are actually eating chitedze. Yes, people are actually eating chitedze. Some people we don't even know what other people are eating. We don't even know what they can be eating outside there, since the coming of Cyclone Freddy, it has destroyed a lot of things. Other people lost their animals, the only source of income for them.
farms.
Yes,
The
so
maize was washed away.
yeah, you see, so that can lead to what? To food scarcity, water scarcity. We can also see water is very scarce now in Malawi.
Hey, that's a very
Very
huge problem.
scarce. I heard, was it last month or this month at the beginning? Some areas in Lilongwe, they could stay for up to 3 days without water.
Even in Blantyre, Chirimba, some parts of Chirimba are facing a lot of water problems. Okay, umafika 3 weeks, 2 months without water.
Yeah, that's a lot of days. So this is very bad for what? For the local communities, because a lot of people cannot afford to buy water, honestly. So yeah.
The other thing is displacement of populations. Let's just put it with the way it happened with Cyclone Freddy.
Yeah.
A lot of people were displaced.
Very true.
A lot of houses collapsed.
True, very true.
A lot of villages were washed away.
True.
So, with such environmental problems, people are being displaced.
Yeah, that's
People
very
that
true.
were basically in Sanje are now being found in Mulanje because they have nowhere to be.
True.
So, in order for them to maybe keep their life, to save their life, they're being forced to relocate to Mulanje because of the displacement that happened.
That's very true. And that's very sad, because these people, even when they move out of the places where they were living and go to other places, it's not like they'll find a very suitable home for them.
But they won't.
They just find a home to be accommodated for that time. Even as of now, some other people, they're still staying in the places where the disaster happened, simply because they do not have anywhere else to go. They wish to move out, but they cannot go anywhere else. They would rather stay there, and they're still living in fear. We hope for the best as this other disaster is coming. We hope it just comes and passes, or it doesn't even come to Malawi. It fails to come here, because our country is very poor already. And we cannot even accommodate people to be moved from other places to other places as of now. And as we heard this other time, that they wanted to sell Likoma Island, but that has been what? It has been cancelled. It has been denied. We thank God that it has been denied, because where are they 1,200 people? Where were they going to live?
I'm saying.
And people that they're even used to staying on that island. And then
it's hard to relocate. And
yes,
let's just put it in a way like those guys that were faced with Cyclone Freddy had nowhere to go.
True, very
and
true.
if relocation was supposed to happen, the question is, are they going to find something to rely on when they go to the new place? Because they're going to find that the place already has people, and they already have the infrastructures, they already have the farms, so it's hard.
It's very hard. And for them to cover up the cultures there, because someone from Sanje to go to Mulanje, the cultures are different.
Very
the ways of living are different.
Beliefs,
Yes, so
morals.
very true. The ethics of that community are very different from where they were living. So for them to cope up, ignorance is very much here in Malawi. It's at a higher rate. So for people to actually correspond with others, it was going to be very hard, and it has been very hard for them. Maybe they would just correspond simply because they want to stay there. They have nowhere else to go. But there's some morals that are very bad. Maybe at their community they stopped doing something that was bad, but here they haven't stopped. They had to to just say, okay, we're going to do whatever you want.
Just giving in, because you
Yes.
can't just change the rules that were already made there.
Yeah, you see?
The other question is, what role do individuals play in combating environmental issues?
I think individuals play a crucial role in combating environmental issues by simply making sustainable choices. Sustainable choices in a way that changing things that are not good, bringing change to the community, bringing change in terms of bringing higher education, being aware of the goodness and badness of some things. For example, cutting down trees.
All the positive changes.
Yes, cutting down trees is very bad,
Very
because
bad.
as you can see the weather, we have little trees, and the weather is bringing heat waves. The heat waves are very bad. So for us to stay under the tree, how many people are going to stay under the tree? 1,000 people cannot stay under one tree, you
They
see,
can't.
because we've cut down the trees. There's a lot of sun, the gas emissions, because a lot of people use charcoal and wood, firewood. Those gases go up into the
The
zones.
ozone layer.
Yes, you see. So making the sun to have a lot of emissions, whatever they call it. I'm not a geography person, but yeah, the heat waves come because of the carbon dioxide and whatever gases they go into the ozone layer. So that makes it very bad for us. So as people, we need to make sustainable choices, good choices as we go ahead. Some will die, some will still be there, some will still be some people are going to be born. So as other people are coming into the world, they should find the world a better place. Yeah,
I've also heard that cutting trees increases the cases of soil erosion.
Yeah, very true.
And floods as well.
Very true. And in Malawi, we can see that there are higher rates of floods. Every year we hear, in Chikwawa floods.
Nsanje floods.
Yes, you see? So if these areas had more trees, I think these floods would be reduced. But if we can go to Chikwawa, we'll see that a lot of people cut down trees simply because they're saying we want to find a living. It's not bad, yes.
We want to produce makala.
Yes, but I think when you cut down a tree, like they say, cut one and
plant.
Yes, plant two more. So that when you come again next time, you should find that others are growing. And then it should be a continuous cycle. But if you just cut down the trees and not replace them, that's when floods come in, causing soil erosion. The soil is no more fertile, you see. And then when we grow plants, they don't even grow healthy. And then we start complaining a lot of things.
Malawians, as Malawians, I think we really have a big problem.
A very big problem.
I think it's easy. Cutting one tree and replanting two more. That's a very simple process that you just have to follow.
Yeah, very true.
Because it's abnormal. How do you expect the trees to be there while you keep on cutting them?
But I don't know how people think. That's why I was saying that there's too much ignorance in our country. Too much ignorance. And also, on the same, I think another crucial role could be reducing waste and conserving energy. Supporting eco-friendly products and advocating for policies that protect the environment.
Reducing waste. I've heard of reuse, reduce and recycle.
Very true.
There are a lot of plastic papers, a lot of plastic bottles that can be recycled and used for something else.
Yeah, a lot. And I see that those papers are everywhere in Malawi. We don't even have the security that says if you put down a paper somewhere that it's not supposed to be, you're going to be arrested. Everyone just does what they want. Some people even pee everywhere. Can you just think about that? The environment is being destroyed. So I think in Malawi, if we have eco-friendly products, supporting eco-friendly products, like producing some things that are of help to us Malawians would be good. I don't know what example I can give about that, but I think that would really help. And also, when you say reducing, reusing and recycling, I think if we can, in other countries, I remember this other guy on TikTok, he's a Malawian, but he's outside the country.
Yeah.
So he was saying that in our country, we don't just throw bottles anywhere. What we do is we keep these bottles. When they reach a certain amount, we go and sell them. You see, that's a very good thing, because
it's a very good initiative.
Yeah, if in Malawi we had such kinds of initiatives, like don't throw away your bottles, you can come and sell them at ShopRite, everywhere, any other shop.
Even finding a company.
Yeah,
you can even name a company that buys recycled products.
I think that would be best, because I know a lot of Malawians just throw away bottles because there's no use of them. They just say, I've already used this. Again, even if I sell it, I sell it at 50 kwacha or 10 kwacha. So what's the use of that small amount of money, you see? But if we were to be receiving a large amount of money, I think a lot of Malawians would be keeping their bottles safely and then selling them to the companies that can recycle them and then can be reused in other ways. So yeah, I think bringing that initiative to Malawi would really help to reduce waste unnecessary waste disposal.
I wanted to back up your point, the one you said that advocating for policies to protect the environment. Our country doesn't have the exact policy that says if you throw trash anywhere, you'll be arrested or you
Very
pay
true.
such amount for doing that.
Yeah.
I think it's a very huge offense. And as you can see, the streets in town, they appear as if they are trash bins
Very true.
compared to the countries that are owned by the Azungus.
Yeah.
They have fixed policies that if you throw away trash anywhere, you'll be arrested or you'll pay a fine of maybe 100,000. But
But here in Malawi,
we normalized it
and
that
as we can see, like our capital city in Lilongwe, if you go in Lilongwe, you will see, yes, there are dustbins, but they cannot be they cannot be found anywhere. You just found them. Maybe you find them in Sapo, and then when you go to another place, you find them. Instead of having those bins everywhere, they just put them in the places where they think they should be eligible. I don't know. You see, so that's very bad. And even if tourists come to our country, they don't even see the use of actually coming here because they're like, is this really the capital city of Malawi?
it doesn't make sense at all.
You see, so I think having good policies would really help Malawians.
No wonder why as a country we have a lot of diseases that don't even add up. For example, cholera. The moment people are urinating and defecating anyhow, even in the streets, how do you expect to survive from cholera?
That's very bad. And people still eat in those towns.
I mean, there are even restaurants.
Yes. At restaurants that even, you see a restaurant here and then a toilet here.
A bin.
And then saying, so how do people even eat this food? We're just eating for survival. But then
that's
you
bad.
need to think about your health. Because if you get sick from cholera, you're going to be... It's a matter of life and death. Cholera is a very bad disease.
A very bad one.
So bringing those rules actually would really help us Malawians.
Let's go to the fourth question. Can you explain the concept of sustainable living and its importance?
On that, on sustainable living, I think it's actually a lifestyle that aims to reduce an individual's or society's use of the Earth's natural resources. I think that could be the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle. So it is important because it helps to minimize the environmental impact and conserve the future resources. The resources that can be used for the future generations and also promote ecological balance. So I think, as like we said, like if we cut one tree, replace 2 more. I think that would really help us as what?
It's a very good initiative.
Yeah, very good, because the future generation will not have problems. Because as of now, as you can see now, we already know that the future generation that is coming is going to face a lot of problems with the environment.
Our mountains are bare. We no longer have trees.
Very true.
We don't even have one mountain that we can point at that is a mountain.
Very true.
We don't have trees. There are only stones left in the mountains.
Only stones and nothing else.
Which is bad.
Very bad. So I think, and even we should not only look at the mountains and the other parts, we should also look at the sea. As you can see, the sea, people go and wash clothes in there.
People are fishing using harmful substances, harmful products.
Which is very bad. That same water is used for other people to drink. That same water is used for what? Other people to use in their companies and many other things. So other people even defecate in there. That's their toilet. They don't even have normal toilets, but that toilet. Even other big companies, the waste products, they go into the river. So can you just think, those chemicals that they use in their companies and whatsoever, that means they're decomposed in there.
That's bad.
And the water is used by other people, which is very bad.
And as you can see, I think about 5 years ago, we had Jambo. In Lake Malawi, we had Jambo, real Jambo. But as of now, for one to find Jambo, it's very hard.
It's very hard.
Jambo is now like God. something that is not easy to find.
Very true. And other species of fish, they're not even common
I mean, now
now.
they're now extinct.
Mm-hmm.
They vanished a long time ago.
Yeah, they are dead. I believe all the fishes are dead because the oils that come out from the sea, they also affect the fish. So as you can see, it's not only in Malawi but in other countries too. These climate changes are very, very, very bad. They're in a very worse situation.
The other question is, what are some effective strategies for reducing waste and promoting recycling? Let me answer that one.
Okay.
I think some of the strategies would be promoting recycling and also including composting programs, such as maybe I saw this other one. I think it was created by Gertrude Mutaliga. Was it BEAM, Beautify Malawi Trust?
Yeah,
I think
remember.
that program was a very good one, though it wasn't followed till date. Nobody followed it.
It was a very
Kabinda,
good
they did.
A few people did, but then it wasn't followed as it was supposed to be.
Okay. Bringing up such programs such as BEAM, or maybe involving the youths, maybe to engage in some dramas, some programs that maybe can change their ways and change other people's mindsets. But I think for us Malawians, I think it's hard because we're ignorant. You already said.
Yeah.
Most of us are ignorant.
We don't want to learn the
we
good
don't
things.
want to learn the good things, and we don't want to change.
Yeah.
Chintu chikakadzikika kuno chimakadzikika.
Mm-hmm.
And also encouraging the use of reusable products.
True.
Cody, what can be some of the reusable products? And by reusable products, I mean the recycled water bottles. Water bottles that can be recycled. Instead of using single plastic bottles, you can use stainless steel or glass bottles. For example, Coca-Cola. The southern bottlers, or just maybe Coca-Cola. I think the glass bottles are not easily thrown away.
Very true. Yeah, those bottles are not easily thrown away, other than the plastic ones, because after you use the plastic one, you just say, these ones can go. Someone would pick them up if they want, or they'll just decompose by themselves, not knowing that plastic takes a lot of time to decompose. Takes a lot of time.
And also, I think using cloth bags instead of using plastic bags, such as jumbos, what I think
very true.
Us as a country, or maybe such organizations, instead of producing the plastic bags, I think they can come up with a strategy to start producing cloth bags.
And that's very true, because as you can see in a lot of markets in Malawi, a lot of markets use plastic bags instead of using something an alternative thing. They love using the plastic bags, which is not good. I remember this other year they were saying, we'll be reducing these plastic bags, we'll not be producing the hard ones, but the simple ones. But then it didn't go to anywhere. It stopped.
It didn't change.
Nothing changed at all, and the environment is still bad. People just throw plastic bags
and
everywhere.
It's now worse.
Very worse, as you can see. So I think bringing in cloth bags that are very good, that are going to be handy.
And I think the cloth bags are also very good because you can easily wash them. And by using cloth bags, I think it's something that you can buy. Like this month you buy, the other month you buy. Once you buy one, you just be washing it.
Yeah, that's very nice. And I think in the restaurants or in other places, using reusable straws, like the stainless ones, stainless steel, the silicone or bamboo straws. This would really help, because if you use a bamboo straw, a bamboo is like a tree, you see? It can easily decompose, at least if you throw it away. Other than using a plastic straw, if you throw it away, it's going to take a lot of time for it to work.
It takes ages to decompose.
You see? Destroying the soil, destroying the environment. So I think using reusable products would be really good.
I think the other way is supporting legislation that promotes waste reduction initiatives. let's say the beam.
Yeah, very true. Supporting such companies would really help Malawians. Not only in Malawi, but
The whole
World-
country,
yeah.
worldwide.
mm-hmm.
But as of us in Malawi, I think we only have Beautify Malawi Trust,
Only that.
and nobody adheres to it. I've never heard
Nobody.
of it. Maybe it's only maintained in primary schools,
Yeah.
because maybe Anna Jamatengeka, but
At least kids listen.
they do.
And kids fear when you tell them, if you don't do this, we're going to arrest you. They'll fear. But us older people will say that, how can you arrest me? I have a lot of links. Even if you arrest me, I'm going to be out of jail in no time. Which is great. Which makes the environment keep getting worse.
Arresting me just because of a paper, zinyalalazi.
You see? So, with ignorance, I think our country, we're still going to be facing a lot of problems. And we're yet to face bigger problems in the next coming years. Yeah.
The other question is, how do renewable energy sources compare to fossil fuels in terms of environmental impact?
On that, renewable energy sources like the solar, wind, or hydroelectric power, they have a significant lower environmental impact compared to fossil fuels. Simply because these things rely on, what can I say? For example, let's give an example of a solar. It relies on the sun. It doesn't emit any gas. It doesn't emit anything bad to the environment.
Yeah.
It needs the sun for it to work, you see. So it's actually good because it doesn't destroy the environment in any way. And in a lot of countries, a lot of companies use solar. They do not use electricity. But here in Malawi, you can see that a lot of companies, they love to use electricity. And the way they use the electricity is not in a good way. It's a way that destroys and keeps destroying the environment. So I think bringing in renewable energy resources will really help. I don't know, what's your mind on this?
Also going with the same. Using renewable resources such as solar, wind, water. Yeah, I think using those ones can lower environmental impact compared to fossil fuels.
That's very true.
Because they produce little or no greenhouse gas emissions. They reduce air pollutions and are sustainable over the long term, unlike fossil fuels, which contribute to climate change and resource depletion.
Very true. On resource depletion, that's very true, because using these other products, these fossil fuels, it costs a lot, other than just using wind or the sun. So using resources that can be a little bit cost effective would really help as a country.
What do you think are the benefits of biodiversity, and why is it crucial for our planet?
I think because biodiversity provides numerous benefits. You can add in like the ecosystem stability, reliance against environmental changes, and the provision of ecosystem services like pollination, clean water, disease regulation. So biodiversity, it really helps in reducing diseases. Diseases are reduced because if you can use the resources in a way that they don't bring in anything bad or any consequences at the end, it helps. Disease regulation can be in terms of cancer, because cancer is at the very highest peak now with how the environment is going on about. So making the environment sustainable for people would really help to reduce diseases. Cholera is also at the peak, mostly in the African countries, because we don't know how to use our resources properly. We just throw away trash, saying that we're helping the poor, the needy. Those people, even when they're cooking their things, we don't even know what they used in their homes.
Okay. Now let's go to our last question. How can governments and organizations work together to address environmental concerns?
How can government? Government and organizations can work together to address environmental concerns by creating policies that promote sustainability.
That's true.
like you said earlier, that they can become some policies. They can bring in some policies that will really help to reduce unnecessary throwing of waste.
Waste management.
Like you said, Kuri, there's BEAM. There are other policies that are in place. But I think making sure that those policies are being
adhered to.
People are aware that there's such policies. It would really help. The very same way they do with tax. They make sure everyone pays tax. So how is it hard for people, for the government or for other companies to bring in rules and regulations so that people should not dispose waste anyhow? Suing those companies that are disposing waste anyhow, because those are the ones that start even the very bad things. So yeah, I think that's how it should be.
And I think another way can be engaging community in environmental education and action. You know, some of these communities are not aware of how waste or the leaders that they just throw around can negatively affect the environment and even them as well. So I think bringing education to the communities, telling them step by step, giving them guidelines, and maybe showing them some action.
True. Thank you very much for listening. That's all we had on this episode. You're with me, Eunice Mwase, and
Tandiwe Machinjiri.